and a little bit of a bow out from factory steering. It does have an upgraded track bar and dual steering stabilizers, but it's just getting a little bit of play in the steering, so we're going to go ahead and get that fixed and show you guys how to install that and unbox it for you. Thanks for watching. Let's talk about how they box this thing up. I mean, look at the care. We got stickers, we got candy, all the Zerk fittings, we got little washers and all the cotter pins. It's cool, but the real care is in here. I mean, everything's got a pocket that can't move around in. Like, this thing is amazing. Like, it's physically beautiful how they packaged this. They even got the cutout for if you got the steering stabilizer mount. I mean, or if you had a dual mount. Like, the effort that they put into this, hats off to them. Definitely going to end up putting one of these stickers on the Jeep, for sure. You know, it had 10 horsepower, right?
Yeah, something like that. Every sticker's 10.
Alright, we'll get this going and show you guys how it's done.
Yeah, spicy stuff.
So the one thing I really like to do when I'm doing one of these jobs is to take a tape measure and measure from tie rod end to tie rod end. This way, even though you should always get an alignment done by a professional shop, if you go ahead and you're doing this at home and you really want to be able to drive it to the alignment shop, it's really good to measure, so this way you can at least get it as close as possible, so you don't get the dreaded death wobble. Or like if you put new tires on, like what we're gonna do here, that they don't wear in like certain ways or get really choppy just on your way to the alignment shop. Like depending on how far you live, it can make a really big difference. Yeah, Damien, you want to hold that on that tie rod end? Yep. All right, we are at.
Am I splitting the difference here?
Yeah, go right in the center. Just about. We are at 58 7/8. And let's check the one at the Pitman arm. And at the Pitman arm, we are about 40 and a half. And from there, those will be the rough measurements, and we can go ahead and write that down, so this way we can keep a hold of all of our information. So, this is what a pickle fork is. And usually, I don't like to use these when I want to reuse the tie rod ends because this can usually rip the boots up. So the one way I usually get these off is just being able to take a hammer and just tapping it, and then it'll just fall out like that. And then when you're using a pickle fork, you come in like this. And then it drops like that. But I kind of got some grease on the boot, which usually is an indicator that you rip it. I'll go ahead and give you an up-close shot of that. But yeah, that's the two ways that I'm usually doing this type of job. And then on this side, I'll go ahead and show you the tap method. The one thing you just got to be careful for is like hitting the dust shield. Yep, and then just drops just like that. And then once you're good, you can usually undo the nut. And then if the tie rod does start to spin, not all brands have this, but right there in the center is actually an Allen key. So if you had to, you could get like an Allen key and a wrench, and you should be able to back it out if it starts to spin. So that's like a really little helpful trick that I've had to use a few times when I ran into issues like that. Bar and let him run it off. You'll have to tap it. It uses a nylon lock nut, and the nylon will catch on fire. So always make sure to have fire extinguishers within your vicinity, like you should in every garage or home. It is very important to be able to have one for fire safety.
We have one that's like 10 feet.
Plus there's one on the welder still. Alright, that should work. Go ahead and do that now, please. Just watch for this liner and nylon. Okay, I guess I still need the plug.
Nice.
Okay, and that's how usually that come off. And because it was already unseated, you can usually just tap it and it'll pop right back out.
Or you always hold tight.
Well, that did it. All right. Hopefully, the other tie rod ends come off less eventful. Damien, can you hand me the 1/2-inch gun, the little one? We'll get this side off. So this way we can take all the bracketry for the dual steering stabilizer off. Okay. And I'll hand Damien a pry bar. We can both wiggle our steering stabilizers off. Slide this in, get it started now that we got it close, and we'll spin it the rest of the way to get the measurement that we took earlier.
How do you go with the touch? I got it on that. Is this the lower one?
Yeah. So I'll turn my tire since I was angled out. We'll leave them loose for now while we get the other ones assembled. And we will do that over here. Once again,
Man, that looks so out of place. Wait, it goes with the tracks.
little bit of anti-seize. Remember,
Everything
it
else
goes
is
a
black.
long way.
Then you just got ground. Okay.
And then you take the supplied little crush washer, you slip that on. You struggle to get the tie rod out because it's so nice in there, so packaged well. I got the wrong side. And I did. This thing goes together super, super smooth. They must have done a really good job when they made this. Right. It's always good to get them started by hand before you start wrenching on them. This way, everything is where you need it to be. I think. Right, let's grab that tape measure. Okay, got that right here. So the drag length was a 40.5. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna measure to a 40.5. Currently we are a little long, so I'm going to shrink this when you're there. So now that we're at 40.5, you can spin your jam nuts down.
Oh, this one's.
Okay. And then the bottom. You go, buddy.
Sorry.
Okay. You gotta go in on this one as well. Trying to not, because we got a little bit of interference here. Now you can verify this with your tires too. It's always good that you do that. And that's about as close as we are gonna get it with a tape measure. I have questions. Come here, look at this. Okay, this is 1.25 inches. Okay, so this is this one, right? Beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Okay? This doesn't fit. It doesn't fit at all. What is this? Sir. Okay. What? Why is one side bigger than the other? A little JK. But if you don't like me because I say that, I'll just put it in my own video. So one way or another, it's going to be seen. I hope to hear from you. Thanks. It is beautiful. All the clearance across everything. I mean, everything is parallel. It is beautiful. Perfectly straight. Perfectly straight. This thing is beautiful. Say bye to the nice people.
Deuces.